Hello, and welcome back to the stream. It is late. Super late. But I figured I'd get a stream going in just because I found I'm about to hit Legendary 3. So I figured I'd celebrate a bit, and by celebrate I mean grind, because the grind doesn't stop. I am pretty excited to be getting yet another little one of these slates to put on this fancy little wall here. But before I do that, let me just make sure that my audio settings are good. Give me just one moment, please, while I push some funny buttons. Let's see. OBS is rather slow tonight. You may hear mouse clicking in the background while I do this, but that's not an issue at present. Give me just a second. Noise suppression. Okay. By now, one of two things happened. Either my audio got worse or my audio got better. I honestly have no idea, but we're just gonna roll with it. Okay, so for today's agenda, we are going to reach Legendary 3 since we just got there, as I said. We are then going to grind a bit of infested liches, trying to get the rest of the Coda weapons that are on rotation, and maybe do some other stuff as well while I have boosters running, because my boosters are running out. So, we will first begin with the LR3 test. It's been a long time coming, but I finally made it. Let's see. First, I want to take a sip of coffee. Looks like my bitrate has stabilized, finally. Another legendary core. Fantastic. Give me just a sec. Espresso at this hour? Strange. Anyway, Legendary 3. Alright. I have no idea what's going to happen because I haven't done any training for this. Should be something simple. Oh, it's just melee. That's easy. This is why you bring a beefed up Dakra Prime to these things. God, I love those damage numbers. Probably should have put Crimson Dervish on it though. Very nice. Next. Overshot it. I kind of like using the melee lock-on. It's a bit underrated. I can see how it'd be jarring though. Okay, very good. Next. It just keeps slamming. It keeps making it easy. I can do that too, though. Imagine if using a Parazon finisher would disqualify. That'd be kind of funny. Quite possibly the only useful moment where I could use lifted. Yeah, I probably should have brought Valkyrie to this or something. So I guess it doesn't matter. Or Coolerville. Coolerville would have been better. But I guess it doesn't matter because abilities are off. I definitely should up the attack speed though. Either that or use the 200% crit Jet Cursor with the Riven. What next? Oh, that's it. Welp, I guess there that was. That's weird. Yoink. Legendary core obtained. That is mine. Hey! Alright. Now for the more important thing. Interior decoration. Hey. Okay, and then... Oh, I forgot to put the legendary. Okay, well, I guess I'm gonna have to do this then. I might need another mattress. Or maybe a creative way to handle this. Hold a moment. Got like one of those tables or something. Let's see, let's see, let's see. I guess the rug will do. Yeah, since there aren't very many of the legendary slates anyway. Okay, and then... Yeah, I'll just put it on the other side. I'll probably figure that out later. Alright. Okay. Put that there. And then do another. And then do another. Oh dear. Oh my, this is not mathematically sound. Wait, no it is. Never mind. We're good. Okay. Yay. LR3! Let's go. Okay. Enough talk. What are we doing? Coda, right. This cretin cat. Okay. We need to go... We can actually multitask, because I need to get some reps. Rep, not reps. I need more coffee. A sec. God, I love the Sciendana so much. Tasty. Okay. Alright, so we go to... Oh wait, no, it's bounties. Yeah, because doing a bounty will actually... Yeah, this is fine. Doing a bounty will actually allow you to spawn a Technocyte Coda, which is super helpful. It also allows them to spawn in whenever they're around, which is also nice. So you can multitask getting those antivirus and potency mods and knock that out as well. I am not a fan of it being capture though, but I guess it'll be fine. The Sentinel is already dead. I don't even think this is Steel Path. That's embarrassing. No matter. I think I'm only gonna go for like maybe an hour and a half, probably 2. We'll see. Oh. Do I have the music on? I don't think I have the music on. Hold on. Yeah, music is on. Weird. Anyway. Oh, I know it's probably because just my volume's kind of low. Alright. Let's just get into it. Whoa. I had no idea the Sentinel was actually killing stuff. Hindsight, I probably should have swapped to a melee weapon that's more suited to making headshot kills. It doesn't matter. Once I get into the swing of it, I'll be looping things proper. Okay, so it was just me. Have my volume a little low. Yes, by all means, just stand there. Stand there while Durga blasts you to death, figuratively and literally.
Kalimos is ready to hunt again.
So first, we pop. There's 4. That's done. We pop Elude. I'll take that. That Alcoda Catabolist really surprised me. I thought it was going to be kind of weak, but it's been melting, and I don't know how to feel about that. Yoink. There we go. You know, with the glow cloak option on, sometimes I forget that Elude is even activated. On to the next. I don't know what the specific conditions are to summon the thing I need, though. Also, critical mutation is a sleeper hit. Though I don't like the reload, like the whole reload mechanic thing. Not only does it work against that mod specifically, but if it does self-stagger, I know it's a sin not to use prime sure-footed, yada yada, but if it does not finish its reload before it self-staggers you, then it's as if the grenades were never thrown, which is kind of silly. I think that even if it does oh, there it is. Even if it does do the self-stagger, I feel like the reload should still complete before then. I'm kind of explaining this wrong. Pretty much, the reload should finish, and then you throw the grenade. Alright.
Hungry. Taking on a new form. I think it's trying to become the online boys?
Okay, there we go. Look at all of those deaths. Okay, now we do 4. We are not going to mitigate any damage because we are not the main target. But that's fine. Doesn't matter. Because even just 66% crit chance is still fine. Already plenty powerful enough without it. Secondary fortifier with the grenade lob is actually surprisingly good. Just gives you a ton of overguard at once. And if you have, what was it? Arcane Truculence, I think it was. Viral blasts everywhere.
Adaptations as this one developed.
Alright, let's see. Let's find it. Where be you? Oh, there you are. Look at... The fool shed his skin like a snake. I don't think I've seen that. Is that Saren's thing? I don't think I've seen it do that before. That's just weird.
It will learn from what you just did to it. Harvest again, but know it will be tougher next time.
God, Harrow's just a headshot machine. This is a very selfish build. It's not geared towards support in the slightest. It trades all of the range you would want to use in team play and just gives it all to you. All in the name of maximizing all levels of potency, even if it means minimizing efficiency, like for energy costs. Let me tell you, if Thurible was Harrow's Helminth ability, it would 100% put Nourish out of a job. For sure. Okay, was that 6 million damage on the grenade lob? Oh my god. That's just horrifying. Okay, that was 13 million on the lob. Huh. I think I may have underestimated this.
Target has surfaced. Take it down before it dives back into the mulch.
Also, having Guardian on a Sentinel when you pop his 2. Oh, that's just nice. Watch a magic trick. Its health disappears. Oh dear. Oh, I'm gonna die. Whoops. Let's pretend that didn't happen. I totally didn't just get wrecked by a toxin proc. Goodness. Maybe I should put secondary fortifier back on. I swapped it for secondary deadhead, I think it's called. Just for the damage, but thinking about it now, Metabolist doesn't really have very much base damage to begin with, at least compared to other stuff. So I'm thinking maybe I just don't go that route. Come on, hit me. I need the damage. I need to take the damage. Hit me. Hit me. Hit me. Thank you. Okay. I need them to attack me to boost my crit chance and damage. Or not damage. My crit chance. It wasn't the full bonus, but whatever. Doesn't matter. I'm saying that a lot tonight, but it does not indeed matter. Because this is the curse of conditionals. Builds so good they're bad. Maybe I could make a YouTube video of that. When Warframe builds are so good, they're bad. I could just have like the thumbnail be the 26 million crit headshot from Dread. And like without the context of it being like super conditional. Stop moving. Like, hold on. See if I can hit one actually. Okay, none of those were headshots and I'm disappointed. Okay, that was a headshot.
It consumes and it learns. And the only thing we can do is try to destroy it.
Good lord. And there goes evade, which means I'm in a lot of danger.
It's scared and wants to escape. Finish it.
There we go. Should be one more. Thank God the bounty is to capture 5 of these and not do anything related to being on higher ground. Because like, for this mission specifically being, you know, taking place indoors, it kind of makes it very difficult. Look at all of those crits. Now that's catharsis if I've seen it. Boy, cat, you gonna turn your brain cell on? Please, I'm begging. Thank you. Let's see. Alright. Wish it wouldn't take so long because I nearly exhausted my entire elude duration. Or evade. I don't know why I keep calling it elude. Isn't that Baruch's thing? I will say, you haven't lived until you've tried Elude Harrow. You get to loop his first, like if you put it over Condemn, you get to loop his first and his 4th ability if you use Lasting Covenant. That's legit a playstyle in and of itself. Just wish I would stop auto-swapping with Dread. Thank you very much. You know, before I got on stream, I finished one of the infested liches, and I was running Revenant, and I know Revenant, aka trivialized the whole thing. My thing is, someone in my squad legit had the exact same reaction I did when I did my first Elite Temporal Archimedia. And then someone else was running Revenant. Why is your head in the wall? Oh, never mind, it's fine. Yeah, I remember being kind of confused because everybody was invincible. And I didn't know where it came from. Come to find out, yeah, that's Revenant, that's Mesmer skin. And that was the moment that I realized there's a reason Revenant was the most used frame in 2024. It kind of baffled me that he was the most used because my use case for him was very narrow-minded, like, to be perfectly honest. When DE first talked about him and called him a vampire frame, I kind of took that to heart and only made builds based on thralls. And so... Oh, I finally got Mr. Pinchy. His name is Dancing Noob. That's hilarious. Anyway, I only ever did thrall builds, and it sucked because it was like, obviously it's not like, you know, the optimal thing to do. The optimal thing to do is literally just press 2 and you're done, you know, you just survive everything. But I didn't know that because, again, at the time, the only thing that was on the brain was were the thralls. You know, just max duration, maybe give a bit of range, and then just let them run rampant.
Come here, I want some of that. Let's see.
Obviously, that's not like the way to go, especially when you think of certain content that's very difficult, like the Coda Technosite concerts. But I didn't think of the fact that it was just so powerful, especially when you run the augment that gives your allies mesmer skin charges. That's what was doing it. And so in that Archimedia run, I didn't know what was happening. And now, today, history repeated itself because my squad mate in that concert reacted to my mesmer skin sharing and was like, what is happening? What is that? What am I hearing? I'm hearing something. Oh, it's the hidden credits. Oy. This again. Alright, give me a moment while I press the funny band button. Oh hey! OBS warned me about it, about that chat message being a likely ban evader. Give me just a sec. I want to take a look. Likely ban evader restricted. That's actually kind of useful. Huh. Very distracting, but... oh well. Anyway, here's Warframe. So what was I looking at? Where did they put it here? Oh, that's where they put... okay. So, in Plains of Eidolon, they hid the credits for Warframe in, like, behind a rock. Now they put it on a PC. Anything interesting on this PC? Oh, these are the concept arts. Ah. You know, a while back, they did say that they had a work-in-progress 3D model head for a character in the future that was yet to be revealed. I wonder if they've revealed that character yet, because they didn't specify who it was. So I'm thinking it might either be the masculine drifter face, at least one of them, or Cavallero. Because those are the two that that face looked like. Alright, I've been hopping around enough. Let's go play some game. So we have a coda now, and it's Packet Mr. Pinchy.
Oh, how many boards does this game have?
Oh god. Let's see. Interesting that the message is still available for me. I'm gonna report it for spam, just because. Yeah. Spam bot. Unfortunate distraction, but here we are. Then block. And now we never speak of it again. Anyway, least he got little tusks. That's kind of funny. Anyway. Uh-oh. He's resistant to some of the most important damage types. I'm scared. Let's see. Okay, this one's still fine. I might turn on a fan. Hold on. There we go. Got the fan running. Let's see. How about... Yep. And yep. Okay.
At the end of the day, I really think everyone's doing the best they can. You know?
Oh, that's so funny. Oh, so before I got on stream, I want to remove that because I don't want it to cycle around. Yeah, before I got on stream, I actually finally bothered to unlock the on-call crew, which is nice, because also before the stream, I did a convert of the DJ Romlich, because not only does he have an awesome voice, but he looks like a big bat. Sans the wings. Like he's got sonar reception.
Talk later.
Am I missing any of the parts
Stick around.
or the weapons?
This conversation never took
Crafted,
place.
crafted. No, that's done.
Ready? Don't
So
be
we
gone
keep
long.
on working with
Okay.
Kaya until something turns up.
How about...
Wanna? You ever have the same? So, what are we thinking?
Done. Okay.
Alright.
Looks like I'm, as far as the mastery goes, it looks like I'm done with the weapons. Cool.
That is what is done.
Alright.
May of course touch the merchandise. Only be aware it has a tendency to touch back.
34.8 Motivore. Not bad. It's a weird model, but okay. What is this? Meyer magnetic. Not bad. I know these values are relatively low, at least compared to what's desirable. I think. I don't know what the cap is. Eh. 30 magnetic HEMA. It's either the HEMA or... What's Pox got? Oh, kind of high there, but... Not exactly a very good weapon if memory serves, but this may be different. Let's see. I might go with... Might go with Meyer. I don't know if electric... Does electric roll on these? If he can roll on these, then electric can. I'll just go with the Meyer for the sake of mastery and fix it later.
Let's do this. Hello, lovely.
Alright.
Darling.
Elemental Vite. Yeah, I'm gonna need to grind for that later, but for now... I need Dowdy. I really do.
Farewell, little one. Parting is such sweet sorrow.
Alright. Now... Sweet. Now we grind. But first, before anything else.
I still get super
What?
nervous and
Oh.
excited when I meet celebs. I don't really feel like one myself just yet.
He sounds like a VTuber, like post-debut, like day one on the debut stream. And honestly, I'd feel it if I had one of those. Good coffee. Okay. Let's flip-flop some things around. We multitask. Ah, crud. I don't have any potatoes. Okay. I'm gonna be totally honest. I really like Iron Phoenix. I know Crimson Dervis, Vengeful Revenant, yada yada. You know, optimal for force procs. But I don't know, from a moveset standpoint, I really like Iron Phoenix and Swooping Falcon, but especially Iron Phoenix. Alright. I'll have to do that later. Okay, so what can we do here? Has magnetic, so, and a focus on status. So I'm thinking right out the gate, its base damage is also kind of low compared to other melees, so we can indirectly boost that. So how about Condition Overload and okay, and then I don't remember. I'll start with the Techrot version and then go. Actually, no. I don't need a go gas. I can go. Boop, boop. Ah, shoot. It'll be fine. And if not, then, well, I have a perfectly good pistol. Alright. Let's go. Enough yappage, time for killage. None of those are real words, but I don't care. I'm coffeeed up. At this hour. I did not mean to press that early. Whoops. Let's try that again. Wow. Now I'm the man of the wall. Okay, and very good. God, I love the repeated blast procs. That's so funny. Alright, and then we do Covenant. Then we stand in the goop for an extended period of time. And now we pop elude. Evade, not elude. Why do I keep saying elude? Funny how even with a minimally modded weapon, this build makes it decent against these enemies. Yoink.
Self-destruct. Need to be quick to get the
Legit almost hitting 1 million already. Like on those hits. They're legit just standing around. That's so funny. You're probably wondering why I procced it twice, and the answer is so that way I can make another Diriga to fly around.
Yo! Supply cash clocked you. A further charge or two will melt that lot proper.
Come here. Thank you. That's one. I'm playing on low volume, so I won't be able to find the other one as quickly as I'd like. Just because it's late, and for me, the louder my volume is, the harder it'll be for me to control my voice. Are these enemies just weak? Because there's no way this build is actually, like, good. Huh, I didn't know channeling stops you from being able to get those. I think I heard one over here. Nope. Nope, not here. These things are way too hidden. Unless they keep spawning in the same spots. I hear it. And I hear that too. Random moldy pizza. Very good.
Fam, tech rot's well, man. Situation's about to get proper mental.
See, if you ever find yourself stuck when it comes to grinding and not quite sure what you want to do, just multitask. Yeah, still, it doesn't mean that it's not going to be a grind by any means. But by multitasking, you're at least knocking out a couple of different things. And you get a nice bit of accomplishment done. That is toxic, I think. Ugh. Toxin damage is like my kryptonite. Phenomenal shield capacity, 0 tolerance for viruses. Or whatever you'd classify. Huh. If we have a viral damage type, and a gas damage type, what would toxin technically be? Would it be like acid? I mean, because technically, like in the semantics of things, a neurotoxin is neither a gas nor a virus. Guess it's just poison. I'm just glad that this game's difference between burning enemies and poisoning enemies are not just two different flavors of damage over time like in other games. Even Slash has its own differences. Speaking of heat, I've been heat procced. Why? I always get anxiety whenever literally any status effect happens. Good God, that's so satisfying. Pardon me while I explode literally everything. Okay. Tab is not working. Not bad. I want to kill at least one Technocycota before logging off tonight. Jeez, 10 million. Maybe I should start doing Steel Path on this as well. Thing is, it just balloons out the mission requirements. Like to a ridiculous degree. I think if I put suppress on Catabolist, they'll just leave me alone. Ah, that's the one thing I don't like about this weapon, is when you run out, it never auto-reloads because of the grenade mechanic. And so it's like you swap to the thing, and you expect to be able to either reload right away and then fire, or just be able to fire again, but then there's no ammo.
You proper sent the tech rock back to the Stone Age. Now bring it home, fam.
Alright, time to skedaddle. Maybe hit some guys on the way. I actually want to test out the on-call feature. I should do that on the next mission. Very nice. Halfway to 30 in a single mission. Probably would have been a bit better if I used Coolervo, but whatever. That's actually not a bad idea. Let's see. Not a bad idea at all. In fact, I may need it. Zeneric. Because I'm still kind of dumb when it comes to doing energy stuff, even if I've got equilibrium. There we go. Oi. God, I love doing that. Yeah, it is definitely easy mode.
Security cache. The Furbon charges will get you inside, but you've gotta be quick. They're rigged to self-destruct. You don't crack that cache soon. It's gonna deadlock permanently. Clock's ticking. Look for Furbon charges.
Let's take a look. Not that direction, please. I genuinely hope these things actually spawn in specific points. Because I need to start memorizing them if they do. Love that Wrath will advance 2 million on a barely modded melee. I really ought to subsume something onto him though. I hear something, but I don't see something. Where could it be? Over here? How? Let me in. Let me in. Let me in! Okay, how do I get in there? Oh well. Alright, I forgot I could do that.
Dash was destroyed. It's okay. We'll make do.
God, the enemies are just way too sparse. I'm like, where's all the action? It's so boring. Now I see why people whinge about enemy density. Ah yes, nothing like the anxiety causing a wooga noise. $22. Good. Oh, I forgot to mention, the VOD channel is complete. Now that I've pretty much separated a lot of it. Anyway, now that I've separated the regular videos from the VODs, things are pretty much going to be a bit more organized on the YouTube side of things. I may upload this to the VODs channel just because it's a stream that did indeed happen, but there's not really going to be any use for it aside from just preservation or something. What's this guy doing? Wait, that's Toxin. Wait, no, but I've got Overguard. It doesn't matter. God, don't you just love how Overguard trivializes everything? Well, maybe not everything. Oh god, they're here. Okay. Yeah, either this faction is weak or we're dealing with a heavy dose of what's its thing? Power creep.
Not everyone can sing or dance, and that's okay.
I also kind of find it funny how they're not like, the liches are not like threatening you or anything, they're just like giving you words of positive encouragement because they're mimicking the boy band. That's so funny. And honestly, like, weirdly enough, it's kind of welcome. Normally, everyone I talk to in this game wants to either tear my head off or want me to buy stuff from them. Looking at you, Riven Mafia. I see you trying to undersell my stupidly useful Dread Ribbon for like 150 plat or whatever it was. It was some guy. So a bit about me in this game. I don't trade too often. If I ever do decide to go for trading of any kind, it's either to finish out a prime set or to give away one that I've got. You know, like I don't even ask people for like too much platinum for my prime sets. And if people want specific parts, then I legit either just tell them, you know, oh, take this for the incredibly cheap price of 5 platinum, or just give it to them for like next to nothing. Because I know like the trading economy is important, and like it's important to uphold that so it can exist in the game. But I want to be the one guy people come across, like just occasionally, that gives you something really useful for free or next to nothing. And there's kind of a bit of a personal reason for that. It's because it's happened to me before. I haven't told this story on stream before, but once a very long time ago, when I was very, very small, Yu-Gi-Oh! Was all the rage amongst us youngsters, and so as a result, we would, like, play the card game, like, you know, as kids do. And my deck was trash. The reason is because the only cards I had were starter cards. Like, legit, I didn't have anything good, I didn't have anything worthwhile. It was just starter deck cards, and there were so many of them. Duplicates, too. This was long before, you know, official TCG rules started, like, dictating to people how they should play the game on the ground and on the local level. I don't play anymore. It's been, like legit, that was the first and last time I actually even played the game, so I'm not gonna pretend like I know anything about Yu-Gi-Oh! But anyway, back to the story. One day, none of my friends were around, like everyone was either just at home doing whatever, or off somewhere, whether it's going on a trip or hanging out with other friends, whatever. Random guy rides along on his bicycle, and then he sees me with my with my starter deck, and then he's like, "Oh, you play?" And then I saw that he had one of those deck boxes on his belt, like on his hip. And I'm like, "Yeah, I play. You play too?" And then he's like, "Yeah, let's trade something." And I'm like, "Okay, sure. I've never done a trade before, but I don't have anything of worth." And so he looks through my cards, and then he picks a card. He's like, "Ooh, I want this one. Like, this one looks pretty good." And then he's like, "I'll give you this for it." He's like, "I want to give you this for it." He didn't have me pick it. He deliberately made the choice of giving me this particular card. It was Blue Eyes White Freaking Dragon. And you know what card he took from me, like, that he wanted? Battle Ox. Now, I don't know if Battle Ox is good or trash or not. I honestly don't. But at the time, I thought it was a steal. You know, young me thought, "Yeah, this is fantastic. All my friends are like, you know, Blue Eyes is so good. Blue Eyes is such a good card. It's an iconic card, you know. You see it from the show, you know, and it's just super OP and super useful." And I'm just sitting here thinking like, "Yeah, I just made it." So the guy's like, "Thank you very much. Have a good day," or whatever. And I'm like, "Thank you. Have a good day." And then I look at it and I'm just like smiling like a goofy idiot. And fast forward to today, I still have yet to do any research on like whether or not Battle Ox was useful at that time, because I don't even know what time, like what era of the game that was at. But I don't know if either of those cards ended up being any good in the long run. I know Blue Eyes is iconic. You definitely hear more about that card in the show and in the canon than you do about Battle Ox, which just sounds like a random card to me. But yeah, that was my moment of some random stranger coming up and giving me something that at least I perceived to be like super powerful. And then my friends, I show them, and then the reception is mixed. The friends that I have, they weren't bad guys, but the younger ones were like, oh, that can't be real. This has to be fake. And it was real. It was genuine. And then the one kid that lived right next door to me, who was a bit older than I was at the time, and definitely more into the game, he took a look at the card and he's like, yeah, it's real, but it's not like a good card. And so that put a damper on my spirits at the time. But I didn't let that deter me from having that experience of someone giving me a phenomenal gift. So I want to be able to do that for people at one point. And if it means I'll give them an entire, Protea Prime set for like 5 platinum, then so be it, you know? Anyway, what was I doing? Oh yeah, Coda. It's a little funny. So that didn't work. That's just a little story to give just a little bit of lore. I guess the moral of that story is, well, what would a good moral of that story be? Don't expect handouts, but don't rule out the possibility of a helping hand or a windfall. I don't know. Be the windfall you want to see happen to you, I guess.
Hey, are you gonna help these people? I was wrong about you.
I don't know.
Right?
So now we will do, yeah, why not? Finish off the last bit of levels for Coda Meyer. And then we'll swap back to an actually modded melee weapon. Durga's already dead. That's fantastic. I'm glad I did not, I'm glad that I put Fortitude on. At least I think that's Fortitude at work. Hit me! Come on! Hit me! Why don't you hit me, please? Thank you. Yes. Good. Okay. Very nice. It's a little redundant to be generating 200 plus energy, but I don't care. There we go. Now we hit the elude. Build was definitely better with cooler bow. Been thinking a lot about the games I want to stream. I already mentioned it on my channel update video, but I'm gonna be cutting down on the series that I'm doing. I've already stopped doing the series for Anton Blast just because not a lot of people really cared to see it, and I feel like I'd enjoy it more on my own time anyway. I will continue Yakuza 0 at some point though, when I can find and establish a better, more permanent streaming schedule. I am considering establishing that and maybe even making some fancy schedule graphics. Speaking on schedule graphics, I'm kind of lazy when it comes to making stream assets. And I did say this before, but my enthusiasm for doing like anything stream related is directly proportional to external like interest in my streams. It sounds a little weird. I mean, it sounds like it makes sense, but at the same time it sounds weird now that I say it out loud. But I think I'm going to try to work past that and make some fancy graphics for like panels and redo my intro and maybe make a new backing track for that intro and outro and stuff. Just put a cohesive theming to everything, you know. Maybe put together some rules or whatever. I mean, okay, that was 40 million crit. That could be the thumbnail. And yeah, I don't have really very many rules that I'd write down that everyone wouldn't already have. It would be just don't be rude, don't be mean, you know, to others. Like, I think the only thing I'd go into weird specifics on is backseating, because I'm gonna come out and say it, I don't mind backseating, at least for myself. I know others don't like it, and it's completely valid. Backseating can ruin games, like, if it gets out of hand, and it almost always does. But for me, like, I may be able to play these games with some modicum of skill once I learn it, but before I've learned anything regarding that game, my capabilities are very, very low. Perfect example being Monster Hunter. It took me a very long time to be able to understand what I was doing, because I wasn't doing much of anything in there. And now, I finished at least the credits, and I'm now starting to hunt tempered things. So that's nice. But I'm still kind of dumb. Meanwhile, there are people dumping barrel bombs onto a big dumb Rathalos. At least I think that's what that was.
60 seconds to critical. Activate a scrubber, set off some Sporex, or get the hell out of there.
People are funny. And then here I am. The video's unlisted on my channel, but I had shared it before. I was being chased by a Rathian, a Rathalos, and then a tempered Rathian, which was the hunt target. It was just a right mess. Like, that was actually the first mission out of all of them that I've ever failed, because I got carded 3 times. Most unfortunate, but I suppose it does happen. But yeah, back to the whole backseating thing that I was thinking of setting. I think I'm gonna put something in there allowing backseating, but only if, like, people pace themselves with the things they're telling me. Because if at some point I'm playing something that everybody loves and inevitably doing it wrong, I'm pretty sure 1,001 people will be telling me, no, you're not doing this right. You know, I'm out of Forma, so I can't Forma this yet. So, now that I said my piece about the backseating thing, I still don't know when I'm gonna do that Undertale stream. I feel like it's gonna be a big deal. Or at least it should be a big deal since a lot of people love it so much. And I don't really know very much about it, save from the most common stuff like funny skeletons, banger music, and the fact that you could be completely evil in some capacity. But, I think whenever that stream happens, it's gotta be a big deal. At least I think it should be. I want to make sure that I can, maybe not make an event out of it, but, you know, just have a shared experience, you know? I feel like that's one of the things that makes doing any of this, valuable. So, what melee weapon am I looking for? I don't even remember. Oh, right, yeah. I don't know why I was trying to do a melee vortex build. Let's see. Okay, so none of these have been... Yeah, none of those have been used. Okay, perfect. So now we go here. Ugh, need more coffee. I'm only halfway through it. Oh, another thing. Piggybacking on the whole Revenant thing from earlier. Some people on Reddit have said before that feeling obligated to use Revenant to survive the Technocyte Coda concert feels forced and feels like obligatory. And I'm just sitting here thinking like, on the one hand, yeah, I agree. But on the other, it's like, you know, doesn't really leave, there isn't really much room left for creativity when it comes to endgame, and that's in much things, like many things. It's one thing that I've always followed for a very long time, being fun versus function, you know, or more commonly referred to as function or form over function or function over form. You know, how useful can something be before it stops being fun? And conversely, how fun can something be to the point where it, or rather, yeah, how much dumb fun is something to the point where it's not even useful? Like this Dread build is not fun. I mean, not overtly, you just point and shoot. Oh, there it is. Yeah! Wait, this'll work in my favor. Just bathe in the light. There we go. Blade and whips are really good at hitting headshots. Anyway, fun over function. This Dread build is not fun. It is function. It's not the best build because it is heavily reliant on the good old curse of conditionals. But I like it because it gives funny numbers. Like that. And that. And that. And wait. And that. Not the funniest numbers though. Like, what's the highest I've ever hit with this, actually? I'm genuinely interested in finding out if one day we'll get like a build, like a melee weapon build focused on the lifted status that'll actually be endgame viable. The day I see that, I'll be impressed. Want to see? So here's a wild trade-off for this Jack Hussar ribbon that gives it like 200 plus crit total. This thing is incapable of dealing finisher damage. At least unless I put a mod on it that fixes that. But I haven't, because I want to maximize the crit. And so again, phenomenal cosmic power, complete inability to do finishers. If there's some reason I need to be doing finishers, this is not the weapon type to be using, or this weapon itself. And that, I feel, is a really good way to balance ribbons. I just wish people would stop putting their ribbons on, like, their build videos. This is one reason why people don't trust Warframe, because it's like, oops, all ribbon builds. Like, recently I was looking at a Soma Prime build, but I'm not sure what that goes to. Yeah. Recently I was looking at a Soma Prime build, and then one of them, like one of the most recently voted, or highly voted things on there, had a ribbon in there.
You've done enough. Marking
It
extraction.
was weird.
I mean, you could do more, a lot more. You've really just done the minimum at this point.
I don't think I'm gonna finish the Lich on this stream. This is just a filler stream after all. But I did want to show something before the stream ended. I may end it after this mission though, because my computer is actually screaming for some reason. Oh, I know exactly why it's screaming, because the thing I wanted to show for this little show and tell thingy I'm about to do, it's kind of hogging up resources. It's one of 3 game type programs open, another being Warframe and another being Waterdo. So let's just speedrun out of here. Alrighty, so let's take a look. Let me alt tab over to this thing. Alright, so for this thing I'm gonna show it's gonna look a little weird, but I have an update on the platformer. Give me just a sec. And boop. Okay, so this is the work in progress pause menu. It's very bare bones right now, very basic. It can do settings, you know, you can see the controls. Don't mind the crosshair in the background. It's part of an ADS system or a shoulder, over the shoulder aim system. Anyway, look at, you can customize abilities now. I took some notes from Warframe about like capacity and stats, but you can put things that'll modify your basic stats. Right now only these 2 actually have function at the present. At least as far as the stats go, all of them do capacity. But do capacity 7, and then you can't equip this because over capacity, so you can unequip that. But max speed increase, and then max speed increase but jump decrease, and they actually function. So right now, let me just return. Camera's going to be weird again because of aiming, but you see base speed is 10, and then if I pause and set this, that brings up the base speed to 12. Pardon that. There is a bug where it doesn't do the full speed at like on the ground. It does it in the air, just not on the ground. I know exactly what caused that, and I know how to fix it. But you do base speed 15, jump power 10. Now your jump should be default, but now your speed will be the 15. And these base speed increases do actually affect not only the speed you get from dashing, but they also affect your overmax threshold. So I didn't talk about it before, but overmax effectively is, well, it's not going to show. I need to fix that UI to only show when you're actually going above your max speed. But a perfect example, just return all the values to their original. If you go higher than your base speed, you'll go into overmax, which means that you'll be able to move down slopes and whatnot and use their momentum. And if you see that little overmax indicator, it'll show how much more speed over the max you get. So that 3 means that you are at 13. I'm thinking of storing that for like score reasons. There are some bugs with like the momentum that I do need to fix. But yeah, you can see you're moving down a slope, you get overmax. Yeah, that's the bug that I was talking about, where if you're overmaxed and then you go on a particularly steep slope, then you kind of rocket off into the distance. But also, I added a fancy little FOV effect when you move faster. It's subtle on the dashing, but if I use these bounce pads, which some of them send you into overmax, you can see it a bit better. This is a setting that you can turn off. You can also do kind of a bit of a B-hop to retain your max speed. Yeah. One of the abilities that's on here actually is going to make it so that way overmax is going to give you a faster dash and reduce the cooldown. And I'm working on workshopping another one. Oops. That makes it so that way overmax is basically like an aura that will give you passive stats as well. So yeah. Yeah, the FOV can be shifted down, like the FOV shift can be reduced or even disabled for those who get motion sick or just don't like the effect. Does the FOV shift? Okay, the FOV shift does not affect 2D cameras, which is nice. I actually didn't test it before now. How about that? Live bug testing. Anyway, that's enough about the game. I will go ahead and close that. Alrighty. And I guess... I'll do one more mission. But I want to change my frame. Who should I use? We'll do... Okay, hold on. I want to use... I want to use the Demix flare. Dance, water, dance! Oh my god. How incredible. Wait, if I put on Coda Motivore, it'll kind of look like a guitar almost, but only like a little bit. Or maybe Zenistar. I'll stick with Motivore, because Motivore is actually really good. Hold on. Close enough. Legally distinct Demix. Alright. And then I'm running Xeneric, which is good. Okay. This is so stupid. Okay. Alright. Let's just do this. I don't think the, oh dear. I don't think the Coda will actually spawn here. As much as I want them to spawn, I don't think they should because I am not geared up to I am not geared up to actually fighting them with flare. Alright. I like the metronome effects that they added. Kind of ironic though that I'm trying to make a character themed off of water from a character that's themed off of fire. I like how whenever the 4 is active, the guitar goes almost like gent status. Also the cheering is nice. It's a nice touch. I just wish you could change the color of the UI elements. Oh, I forgot. Lock to secondary. And there it is. Wait, I heard a shiny. It's over this way. Aha! You're not the real thing. Wait, why'd I pop that again? And here they are. Whoa, boy.
It is done. With a flee to extraction now, or if you have it in you, ask Kalimos to find the next Legasite. Remember, the tech rot evolves quickly, and your next battle...
Hans gets the Flammenwerfer. Hey, let's go. And now I'm gonna have to get another one of those mods.
Do not mourn for the Legasite.
Alrighty. That was a relatively decent end. Perfect. Alright, so let's skedaddle. Ooh, moldy pizza again. Sweet. Alrighty. This is a nice little stream to do. I want to do more smaller streams like this. No, like... Ooh, wait. No, like 5 hours, 6 hour streams that like I used to do. Well, maybe not 6. The maximum I've ever done is like Metroid. That was like 5, I think. It was 0 mission, clocked in like 5 or 6 or something. And that was with the sequence break. Wait, where's the chest? Oh, there it is. It's this way. I'm totally not directionally challenged. Boy, open up. It's not opening. There we go. Yoink. Alrighty. Let's get out of here. Alright. And we're off.
A formidable effort.
No. Okay, and just handle a couple of things real quick. Yeah. Was the background always visible like this in the skybox? I don't remember. Anyway. And what was I doing? Like, I know I was logging off, but I lost my train of thought yet again. What a mess. I don't know. I already forgot, but it doesn't matter. Because I'm tired, I want to rest. Anyway, thank you very much for coming around to this stream. I very much appreciate it. Tomorrow, most likely, unless anything changes, is going to be Split Fiction, but it's not going to be on my channel. It is going to be on me sister's channel. I will put that in the chat here. Tomorrow. Split Fiction. I don't really know how to pin this or really anything anywhere. So I'll just put this in case any VOD watchers here find it. I don't know when what time that's going to be, but it's probably, or it's most definitely going to be in the afternoon. Aside from that, thank you again very much for coming around to the stream. I really appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Excessive gratitude. No, I'm kidding. I don't want to sound ungrateful. Really, I do mean it. Thank you. Anyway, see you another time. Bye-bye. What's this? A soldier fallen in battle? No. These are not the wounds of battle. These wounds can only be given by someone who'd watched so much of Kamosa's brain rot, he bashed his head against his desk to submission. Well, your story does not end here, brave warrior. Arise. Your new name is... I don't know. Bye-bye, see you in the next stream.